Hello, animal communicators, and a happy new year to you all. As you know, New Year has this beautiful energy of newness and freshness, and the desire for us all to create New Year's resolutions and create change and change our lives and lose weight, get fit, get healthy, make more friendships, keep up with all our relationships, learn how to communicate with animals. A million things that we have at the beginning of any year where we're really enthused with that energy. So, I want to share with you four pieces of information that are not specifically related to animal communication but can help you with your animal communication work. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Jane LeBlanc, professional animal communicator, mentor, trainer, and coach. I've been teaching people just like you for more than 20 years now. I'm also a trained coach, so I bring more than 30 years of energetic work, coaching work, counseling work to really help shift the mindset because a lot of our animal communication work is an inner game. So, what I want to bring to the table today is this notion of new year, new changes, new life, new things. And first of all, if you've been following me for a while, you will already know this, but I want to make it really, really clear. I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. I don't make New Year's resolutions. They just don't work. I'm not going to get into that here. I've done other videos about that before. They don't work. They just become another reason to beat yourself up with that stick that tells you that you're not good enough, you're always a failure, you'll never get what you want, blah, 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 blah. But what I can tell you is that there's always a reason why your New Year's resolutions that you set for yourself do not work. There's a reason, and it's to do with your beliefs. And that's what I really want to hone in on here. So, four things that I want to share with you. Three are practical steps that you can take right now to start creating change that will last. Because just have a think, if you've already set yourself New Year's resolutions so far, how are you doing with them? We're only what, just over a week in? I know that clients and friends and family of mine are already feeling like bleh because they've not kept up or even acted or started the things that they set out to do on the 31st and the 1st of January. So if that's where you're at, know that there's always reasons for that happening. And what we want to do is look at some simple steps that you can do right now that will help create a longer lasting change. That's the juicy bit that I want to share with you, as well as the fourth piece, which I'm going to bring in now. I'm going to do the fourth step first. Fourth piece is to let you know that if you really are ready for change and you want to create change, and this year 2025 is a real magical year because it is the year where the energy and the frequency that we're living in is most potent for creating and manifesting things into your life. Like, how cool is that? This year is the most potent year ever in history for the creation of and the manifesting of what you want. Now, I'm not going to get into manifesting here. I'll be talking about that later on at the end of this month, why certain things in manifesting do not work. But what we do is that we manifest all the time. We manifest good things, but we also manifest not so good things. So we are actually manifesting all the time. So when I said manifesting doesn't work, it's about the process. Elements of the process doesn't work because we're elements of a manifesting quick fix to get what you want process. That's what I'm referring to there. Do this, this, and this, and you can manifest your dreams. That is, in my opinion, complete BS. But we are actually manifesting all of the time. So when people say to me, oh, I'm great at manifesting, I manifested a car and I manifested a new laptop and manifested a book deal and da 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 da. But we're also manifesting the stuff that we don't like and that we don't want. So this year in particular, I think it's really important to be intentional about what you want in your life this coming year because the manifestation gene is supercharged and the manifestation energy is supercharged. So you want to be super intentional about what you are wishing for yourself. So I wanted to share that as an extra piece, just some information that you might not have been aware of if you don't follow astrology or any of that side of things. So I want you to know that this year is a really, really powerful year. So I would love to help you if you are ready differently and you want to have change in your life and you want to be doing things differently, this here where I'm speaking is my animal communication platform rather than my coaching platform, my life coaching platform. So keep it in the animal communication arena. Maybe you want to learn how to do this and you've never done it before. This is a good time to be setting that as your intention. Maybe you're already communicating and you want to fine tune your skill or up level your skill. Maybe you want to start a business in animal communication. You absolutely can do that. And I usually say this at the end, but I'm bringing it in here. If you're sitting pondering and thinking, oh, I think I'd really like to do this, or what about that? Let me tell you this. I believe that you can do that. I believe that you have capacity to do that. I believe that you have the resourcefulness within you to make that happen. I believe in you. So if you have a dream, please, please, please go after it, chase it, grab it, do everything that you can to make it happen. We have one short life in this incarnation. We have one short life. Make it count. So I have a workshop at the end of the month on the 30th where I will be guiding you through the reasons why goal setting, New Year's resolutions, and your dreams and desires do not always work out for you, because sometimes there are things that are deeper than our conscious desire that are working against you. And in that workshop, I will be taking you all through a process where you will be able to see what it is that you are up against. I did this with a student on one of my animal communication programs the week before we broke up for Christmas. And she was like, oh my God, Sarah, like, I can't believe it. Now I know. Now I know why I've never, ever been able to reach my dream. So I'll be taking you through that process. It's a 7-step process, and I'll be doing that at my Dare to Dream workshop. So I just want to say, if you've got a dream, I dare you to dream it. I dare you to make it bigger. And most of all, I dare you to step into it and make it happen. If you want to join me at that workshop, the link is in this post. Now, back to the 3 steps that you can take right now to set yourself up for change, set yourself up for lasting change, and to create the dream, the life that you desire and, oh my gosh, you absolutely deserve. So step 1, you want to take an honest look at yourself. Disclaimer, this is sometimes hard and sometimes painful, but you really do want to take a good, honest look at yourself and ask some really good self-coaching questions. And if you're on my mailing lists, this is all be mailed out to you, so you'll have a bigger, deeper dive into this topic. But a couple of good self-coaching questions that you can ask yourself are: where am I right now in my life? Like, where am I? What's going on in my life? And then ask yourself, where do you want to be? What is it you want to do? How do you want to be showing up? What do you want to feel like in your life? What does that look like? So you've got where you are now, this is your current reality, and then where you want to get to, that's your desired reality. So you've got these 2 different places. And here is the gap. This is the bit that's missing. How do you get from here to here? How do you get from your current reality to your desired reality? And that's what you want to look at. So that's where you need to take that good, honest look at yourself. So that's the first step. That's step 1. Take a good, honest look at yourself, look at where you are, and look at where you want to get to. And then the second step is for you to look at how you can get there. And the most important thing here is about repetition, because change requires new habits, new behaviors, new decision making, new ways of thinking. This is the biggest one. It's usually in the private client work that I do, where people are not reaching their dreams, where people are not having their dreams. And I'm talking decades. People that have been trying for as long as 50 years to make something happen or to have something at the level that they want it. And the reason that that doesn't happen is usually to do with the thinking. This is where the belief work comes in. So repetition is really important, and repetition of not just what you're doing and the actions that you're taking, but the thoughts that you are thinking too. So repetition is the next step in this quick process for you. So look at what actions you need to be taking, and then find some way to build in repetition. So if you need to take an action on your new dream, your new plan, your new adventure every day, then maybe you just pop a reminder in your phone to remind you to take that action. But you're wanting to build in some form of repetition. I love affirmations. A lot of people say they don't work, and they're absolutely right. They do not work unless you do them properly. So if you're doing your affirmations properly, then affirmations can be really helpful here for that repetitive change in your thinking and thought process. So you're switching from whatever your negative thought is that's not helping you move forward. You just do the counter opposite. So if you're thinking, oh, I'll never get that, I'll never reach that, I'll never have that, you want to just flip that completely to say, it's completely possible for me to become an animal communicator. It's completely possible for me to learn to be a professional animal communicator. It's completely possible for me to have a business as an animal communicator. It's completely possible for me to make my difference in the world as an animal communicator. There's just some examples there where if you're thinking, I'll never be able to do this, I'll never be able to make a living from it, I'll never be able to make a big difference in the world, you just flip that over. So there's different ways that you can bring in that repetition around your thinking, bringing in more positive thinking and thoughts. And then third, last but by no means least, that third question is asking yourself really honestly, and this was on my last power training as well, to ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you really, really want, and how bad do you want it? That's the key question here in step 3. How bad do you want it on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being that you don't want it, and 10 being you absolutely want it. And that honest look at your dream and desire is really, really powerful, because you might be thinking, well, surely everybody wants it at 10. But I want you to be really honest about this, because I've worked with clients where they have been, I'm thinking of one in particular where she had her own business, and it was just kind of like toddling along, and she wanted it to be bigger, and she knew that she wasn't doing what she needed to do, and we identified very quickly there was mindset stuff in there, so we cleared all the mindset. But I did go through this process that I'll be teaching on the workshop at the end of the month, and when we went through that process and we realized one of the blocks that was in her way of her business, when we dived into that block, what came out of that was actually when she looked inside, and all the noise of wanting to have this business, needing to have this business, everybody expecting her to have this successful business, when we removed the noise of all of that and she really looked within, and we looked at one of the key blocks, which was about family, because a lot of her time was being taken up with family. She realized that her family, and being there for her family, who were all grown up, but being there for her family was actually more important to her than her business. So she was able to just give herself permission to let that business go and do what fueled her the most. So it's really important to look at that question and don't just assume, oh, well, of course I really want it as a 10 out of 10, Sarah Jane. Please don't do that. Really sit with that. Get to a place where you don't have the noise and ask yourself how bad you want it. And if it isn't up there at maybe a 7, I would question a 7. If it's not up at an 8 or a 9 or a 10 out of 10, then should you really be investing your time and your energy into creating something that you're not fully invested in? You need to want it. You need to really, really, really want it. So that's my 3 steps for you, how you can create lasting change. Be honest with yourself. Ask yourself those coaching questions. Be really clear on where you are, where you want to get to. The steps in the middle, create that repetition, because that's where behavior change comes from. And we can only change our lives when we change our actions. And how easy is it to let go of the good behaviors? How easy is it to stop going to the gym, stop buying healthy food at the supermarket, stop preparing healthy meals and going back to eating junk in front of the TV, binge watching Netflix? We've all done it. There's no judgment here, and there's no shame intended in what I'm saying here. It's just because we're human. You're human. It's a human default that we have built in. And this is why the concept of repetition is really helpful for creating new patterns of behavior. And it's those new patterns of behavior that really create the foundation for your change. But most of all, you need to know that you are a 10 out of 10, ideally 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for this. Otherwise, I would be recommending that you put your time, your energy somewhere else. But if you are a 10 out of 10 for whatever change, whether that's a small change or a massive change, if you're ready for that in your life, I would love to support you with that at my Dare to Dream workshop. I'm on a mission this year to help as many people as possible reach their dreams, live their dreams, and just have the best experience in this short life that we have here. That's my dream for me and my dream for you. So I'm going to be walking this path along with you, as I always do. This is my regular yearly work, and this year I wanted to bring it to the table for everyone to tap into as well. So if you want to come and join me, be supported by me, and more importantly, learn that process for how to unpick all the stuff that's been holding you back and create new beliefs and new patterns and new behaviors, and really see what it is that's stopping you. And here's the tricky part. And if you've followed me for a while, you will know this. It's very, very difficult for us to see our own stuff that's in our way. It's very difficult, even for me. And I'm trained in this. I've been doing this now for over 10 years, trained as somebody that knows how to work with the mind and clear patterns and shift the way that the brain works and create new synapses in the brain. I've been doing this for more than 10 years now. And I know this stuff inside out. But it's really hard for me to see my own stuff because we are hardwired to have the blinkers on. We're hardwired for those blinkers because it's about keeping us safe and keeping us in our comfort zone. But guess what happens when we decide that we're going to make a change? We're going to have a different life. We're going to be happy. We're going to have joy. We're going to have that career. We're going to have this new thing in our life or learn this new thing. That's different from your norm. That's you out of your comfort zone. And that subconscious part of your brain just goes, no, come back here. Come back where it's safe and I can just predict everything and it's all going to be safe and comfortable here. That's why it's difficult. And then when we add in our beliefs and our own blockers that most of us aren't aware of, then it just makes it even more difficult. But that's what we're going to be uncovering at the workshop. So if you want to join me, the link is in the description here at the post, and I can't wait to see you there. So here is to you and to an amazing, magical 2025, because it absolutely has that potential for each and every one of us. We are in the most magical manifesting energy ever in time. So I wish for you to embrace that, step into it, feel it, be guided by it, and be inspired by it, and live in that new manifested life that you desire and dream for yourself. And I would love to help and support you with that. Here's to you and your magical 2025. Until next time, keep communicating. Bye.